Here at the world's most critical wave, the risks are real.
Consequences here really are truly death.
And this year, the stakes are higher than ever.
Oh my God!
The show continues.
The WSL Final 5 spots are still yet to be determined, with some of surfing's biggest names in the mix.
I just never stopped.
Gonna be a great battle.
I've put blood, sweat, and tears in absolutely everything I do.
Here, at the end of the road, surfers will be pushed to their limits.
Beautiful tube and get eaten alive by the tube monster.
How about this cave for John Florence?
But for those who triumph, the rewards will be great.
It's been a long time since I've been in title contention.
I think it's my destiny to be world champion.
This is the SHISEIDO Tahiti Pro. In the heart of the South Pacific lies the island of Tahiti. Here, all the roads end, and the village of Teahupo'o begins.
Teahupo'o, the translation, te, the, ahu, it can be an altar or a wall, and po'o can be a head or a skull. So you can take that translation any way you want. It could be an altar of heads, it could be a wall of skulls, but that's the name of this village. There's a lot of ancient history here, but in modern times, it's a surf mecca.
Tahiti is nature at its finest. It's simple living at the end of the road, and nature from the mountains to the ocean is just stunning, it's pristine, and it's untouched.
This paradise is home to one of the most prestigious events on tour. The village lends its name to the wave, one of the most feared waves in the world.
There's no other wave on Earth that is like Teahupo'o right here. It's deep, way deep, and instantly it hits a wall and jumps up. It is literally an ocean folding on itself.
The amount of energy that comes over that reef, there's no other wave really like it in the world. And it's just 100% commitment for the drop.
Look, the consequences here really are truly death.
As the tour reaches the end of the regular season, all eyes are on the WSL Final 5.
Felipe Toledo, Ethan Ewing, and Griffin Colapinto have all clinched their spot for the Rip Curl WSL Finals. 4th and 5th, we've got Joao Chianca and also Iago Dora. Those spots are still up for grabs.
You think about who is behind there. You've got John, you've got Gabe, you've got Jack. And you think about this wave specifically, those guys and the performances they've had in their careers.
That's as dangerous as it gets, especially when you add the venue of Tahiti. All three of those are all-stars on this wave.
You would have to say the two surfers sitting there, Iago and Josh Chianca, would be very scared.
For competitors, Tahiti is their last chance to clinch a spot in the Final 5 and earn a chance to compete for a world title.
Iago Dora's having a special season. First win in Saquarema was insane. I will say, though, he's never been in this situation before. Is he going to feel the footsteps of Gabriel Medina and John Florence right behind him?
The Tahiti Pro is called on, and world number 5 Iago Dora is up in the first heat.
Iago out there, he's really the one with sort of everything to lose right now.
Dora makes it out without a problem. Wrapping cutback and kicks out. Number 5 in the world right now, looking to compete for his first world title this September. Iago Dora pulling into this one that's still draining. Great wave selection, checks the box for a heat win in the opening round and continues to move on to another day here in Tahiti.
Very good job, thank you.
Looking forward to the Final 5, in 5th at the moment. Is that in your mind at all? Are you looking at the scenarios, or are you just trying to ignore it all and do the surfing?
Yeah, of course, I'm trying to ignore it, but it's impossible. It always comes into my mind, but the pressure makes it fun.
In the next heat, 3-time world champion Gabriel Medina makes his 2023 Tahiti debut.
Let's focus on the WSL Final 5. Will Medina compete for a 4th world title? Well, if he wins the event, he'll be there.
Sitting in 6th place, the Brazilian is chasing Iago and João.
Wow. Gabriel Medina taking off so deep, riding the foam ball, and just gets spat out of that one. Just absolute mastery there. He had a lot to deal with.
You look at Gabe and why he is so good here in Tahiti. He is able to see things so quick and find waves like no one else. Everyone else kind of sits out the back and waits for the sets, and he's able to find scores all over the reef.
Medina stalling, setting up the cave. How about that read from Medina? It looks like, wow, he's got the exit. Looks at the tower. So Medina off and running into the round of 16. If Medina goes on to win the event, he would clinch a spot in the final 5.
You look like you had fun out there.
Yeah, I'm really happy to be back in Tahiti. I'm just enjoying. I don't think about results. I know what I need to do, and I will focus on my job.
2-time world champion John Florence is currently in 7th place. The Hawaiian will have to keep pace with Medina to have a chance at clinching a spot in the final 5.
Knifes the takeoff under the hood. Florence is gonna punch through again. The wave closed out, but Florence somehow gets the exit. John Florence wants to compete for a world title this season, but he's got a bit of work to do as he comes in number 7 in the world. And now John live, slams on the brakes, nice indeed. John gets spit out. He looks very inspired by Medina's performance.
Having Gabe right in front of me, it's pretty fun. We're all pretty close in points. He's just a machine at competing, and so you just want to be battling against that.
Florence will clinch a spot in the final 5 if he wins this event, and Dora does not reach the finals.
So I'm really thinking about this event more than anything, and just like kind of letting go and not letting the pressure of the finals get to me. And I know if I do good in this event, it'll hopefully in turn put me in the finals.
Jack Robinson, what a year it's been for him of highs and lows.
Here we go, Jack Robinson, pipe barrel, coming out with a spin.
Jack Robinson still feeling on that knee.
Yeah, that is a concern.
It's been a challenging year, but I need to be tested maybe.
Yeah.
He's still got a shot. It's an outside shot, but all he has to do is let his surfing do the talking.
Currently in 8th place, Jack needs to at least make the final in Tahiti to qualify for the WSL Finals.
Look at him right here. Finds this underneath priority and in and out, Jack Robinson. And Jack goes on to the round of 16.
Jack is easily a favorite to win this contest, but since he is number 8 in the world, I mean, it's inevitable. He's gonna run into somebody who's got something big on the line.
Stoked to be back in the tube and just relax, you know? Just cruising and enjoying Tahiti. It's the last event, and yeah, well, it's not the last one, but yeah, step by step.
Got to talk about the GOAT, the greatest of all time, and still a favorite to win in waves like Teahupo'o.
Coming up next, Iago Dora's season is on the line as he faces Kelly Slater.
Managing his speed so incredibly well, Iago going the distance.
Welcome back to WSL Presents the SHISEIDO Tahiti Pro. Current world number 4, João Chianca, lost in the opening round. The Brazilian is 1 heat win away from clinching a spot in the final 5. In the elimination round, Chianca is matched up against formidable wildcard Cowley Vast.
That's a scary heat for João Chianca. João wins that heat, he's officially going to the Rip Curl WSL Finals. If he loses, it's out of his hands, and he's got Medina and John and Jack coming for him.
I have to give the advantage to Kaole. The guy's got so much local knowledge. He knows where to be on the reef. It's going to be tough. Kaole, he's going to start this one off.
Cowley Vast is amazing. He made the final last year. I mean, this is a massive heat for the world title race. João Chianca Looking like he'll start. Late takeoff. Bottom drops out.
That's probably the position he wants to be in right now. Go.
Kaole Voss looks like he's interested. Pulls right in under the hood. But it's been all about the local boy to control this lead from the start. What a big heat win. Voss moves on to the round of 16.
With the loss, Joao remains in 4th place, but he no longer controls his own destiny. The door is open for multiple contenders to take his place in the WSL Finals.
It is what it is. Like, we gotta face like everything that it comes towards us, and in the end, like, we just gotta like enjoy and appreciate the opportunity.
I'm sure he's hoping I win my next heat, and Iago stays behind him.
Competition continues, and the round of 16 gets underway. The first heat features 11-time world champion Kelly Slater taking on Brazilian Iago Dora.
You gotta talk about the GOAT, the greatest of all time, and still a favorite to win in waves like Pipeline and waves here at Teahupo'o, even at 51 years of age.
I think at this point they can maybe underestimate me because I haven't been doing very well. So the pressure kind of is off me. I'm not worried about the top 5, I'm not worried about world titles, but at the same time I want to win this contest.
Taking on Iago Dora, who's had the best year of his career, coming into this stop at number 5 in the world with a chance to maybe compete for a world title in September.
Iago's in a must-win situation to secure his place in the final 5.
Now we see Kelly commit with priority. Grabs around the takeoff. Great execution from the GOAT.
He's just falling out of the sky. He's making drama happen, doing it all on purpose.
As we watch Kelly.
Yeah, driving down the line, super deep on this one.
Another successful make for Kelly, just showing that he's in great form. Well done for Kelly. 14.26 combined total. Now Dora needs an 8.76. Pulling in extra deep, wide open pit. Dora makes it. So this heat has gotten a little bit closer.
Minute 40 on the clock.
Iago now needing a 7.76. Nice stall in the open face. Putting his arm in the wall, managing his speed so incredibly well. Iago going the distance. Iago Dora does it on the final wave. Upsets the GOAT. World number 5 moving on to the quarterfinals.
Sorry, Kelly. Are you kidding me? Come on. That was my time. Congratulations, Iago.
I've been on the wrong side of this situation so many times, and to be on the right side feels so good. And I was just so lucky and so thankful that that last opportunity came.
The round of 16 continues with world number 8 Jack Robinson up against Australian Liam O'Brien. Robinson has an outside shot at clinching a WSL Final 5 spot.
Deep in this one, Jack Robinson.
Jack has always just had such a good read from such a young age.
Jack Robinson pull into a beast of a wave. For Jack, he's moving on to the quarterfinals where he's going to see his good friend, world number 5, Iago Dora.
You have to win the event to clinch that spot. How are you approaching this all right now?
Step by step, just not even really thinking about that right now.
Current world number 6 Gabriel Medina is still chasing down Joao Chianca and Iago Dora. The Brazilian season is on the line as he faces Hawaiian Seth Moniz.
Must-win situation for Gabriel Medina if he wants to keep that dream alive of finding himself in the final 5.
This is what makes Gabriel Medina so dangerous. I mean, how do you watch him? Like, no one's going to take that wave.
A lot of results happening today with the other boys in the final 5 race. Have you been paying attention?
I know I got to win to get a spot there, so that's my focus.
Oh my goodness. Late takeoff, Medina stalls super deep. Trying to get closer to the WSL Final 5. Wins with an 8.17 and a 6.0.
With Iago, Jack, and Gabriel all advancing, the pressure is on John Florence. Sitting in 7th, John needs a win or his season is over.
John Florence bottom drops out, pulls up and in, and gets popped out to the channel.
Either way, to be honest, like, yeah, if I make the finals, it's going to be insane. But a lot of it is up to what these other guys do, you know? Like, I'm just going to keep trying to make it their heats and keep surfing. If I'm thinking too much about what everyone else is doing, it's going to put too much pressure and just burn me out.
How about this cave for John Florence? Another excellent heat for the man. John Florence will officially be moving on to take on Gabriel Medina in quarterfinal number 4.
Coming up next, the women's race for the last spot in the Final 5 continues.
Steph Gilmore versus Lakey Peterson.
A lot on the line for both of us.
Whoever loses, their season's over. Whoever wins still has a chance to compete for a world title in September.
In the barrel, Lakey.
Anyone's game. This is a really stressful heat.
Welcome back to WSL Presents the SHISEIDO Tahiti Pro. This is what everything has been building towards all season. After Tahiti, the world title will be decided in a one-day, winner-take-all event. The top 5 women enter, one female surfer will rise as this year's world champion. Currently, Carissa Moore, Tyler Wright, Caroline Marks, and Molly Picklum have clinched their spots in the Final 5. Katie Simmers sits in 5th place. Veterans Lakey Peterson and Stephanie Gilmore are in striking distance of the rookie.
So coming into this event, the Final 5 picture for the women is pretty much already set. There is one spot left, the 5th spot being held right now by Katie Simmers. As a rookie, really cool to be able to see her try and get to that world title in her rookie year. Right behind her, Lakey Peterson and Steph Gilmore. Obviously, those two right there are hungry for that last spot.
There is also a battle between rankings leader Carissa Moore and world number 2 Tyler Wright for the number 1 seed in the WSL Finals.
Between Tyler Wright and Carissa Moore and the number 1 seed, I felt like that Carissa was going to hold on to it. She's got a bit more experience in the barrel, backside.
I know that there's a lot on the line, and I think it's easy to get distracted and overwhelmed by, Final 5 qualification, the seeding going into the Final 5, the event itself, winning the event. That's enough to just freeze.
The top 2 of us are so close. There's so much to pay attention to. There's so much going on that it kind of drifts. It drifts into the background, and internally for me, it's a completely different world.
The women's competition is called on, and Katie Simmers gets off to a fast start.
When you think about a rookie coming on tour, especially a young one like Katie Simmers, and to do what she's done this season, 2 wins, and being one of the most feared competitors out there right now, it's incredible. But ultimately, her surfing is high level, high caliber, and that's why she's winning events.
Simmers takes the win and advances to the quarterfinals.
In the blue jersey, 8-time world champion Steph Gilmore, and the 2017 world junior champ Vahine Fierro, a dangerous wild card at this location. Vahine finds it and finds the exit spit out there. The Tahitian with a strong start again.
That's going to be our biggest number of the day so far.
Vahine Fierro, one of them in the barrel, no problem. She's going to back up that 7.5 and go out to a huge lead. Steph Gilmore waiting for something to happen, and nothing is going to happen for Steph Gilmore.
It's a disappointing start for Stephanie as she is relegated to the elimination round. In 7th place, the Australian needs her best performance of the year if she plans on having a chance to defend her title. For American Lakey Peterson, the 2023 season got off to a slow start. However, a win at the previous event in J-Bay has her back in contention.
And Lakey Peterson, to make her way to Trestles to that WSL Rip Curl Finals, she needs to win this event, and Katie Simmers needs to fall short of the final. The goofy foot, Caroline Marks tucks into a little shade for a moment. She will remain in the league. Lakey Peterson now with priority.
Lakey comes up short and is forced to surf in the elimination round.
When you're looking at Lakey Peterson and what she has to do here at this place, the first thing she's got to overcome is Teahupo'o. She's always had a little bit of a problem with bigger waves, self-admitted, you know, and something that she's had to work on. And this is the next hurdle here at Teahupo'o. If she can pull that one off, she's got herself a bid for maybe a Final 5.
The elimination round begins, and it's world number 6 Lakey Peterson versus world number 7 Stephanie Gilmore. It's a must-win situation for both.
Whoever loses, their season's over. Whoever wins still has a chance to compete for a world title in September.
Here we go. In the barrel, and
that was a golden opportunity.
In the barrel, Lakey. That one opened up, but Lakey Peterson a bit too deep there.
This is a really stressful heat. They both have like 2s. I think Lakey needs a 1. And like they've both been so close to making like really good barrels. So it's like unfortunate that they are scrapping over 2s right now, but like it's anyone's game.
Off the bottom, off the top.
It was a challenging heat. We're talking 1s, 2s, not many waves coming through.
Steph Gilmore on to the quarterfinals. Lakey Peterson defeated in that matchup.
Very low scoring affair. I mean, it was very unfortunate that we didn't get to see the performances there, but she gets that win and keeps those dreams alive of a Final 5 berth.
Highest heat score of the entire event.
The quarterfinals are called on, and Stephanie Gilmore faces Caroline Marks. Gilmore is the only competitor left in the draw who can overtake Katie Simmers.
Caroline already clinched her spot in the Final 5. Steph has an outside chance, but she has to win this heat against Caroline. I'd have to say, though, Caroline's got the advantage. She's the one who's been posting the biggest numbers. We haven't seen much out of Steph yet, so this is going to be a tough ask for her.
Caroline is going to pull in. She will get a vision and come out right in front of Steph. Lays down the rail, and nice, clean opener.
She said she wanted to put on a good performance. She already is. 6.17.
Steph rolling in, looking casual, and not really the sign you want to see from Gilmore. Caroline Marks, a big takeoff, pulls up and just misses out on the 2, but what an incredible takeoff.
That was insane. That was what we want to see. She's just getting warmer and warmer out here. She's loving it.
Gilmore gets one more chance but fails to commit. The 8-time world champion's 2023 season comes to an end.
Caitlin Simmers, her moment right here.
With the loss, Katie Simmers locks in her spot in the WSL Finals.
We're going to see you at Lower Trestles. It's number 5 seed. How does that sink in?
Yeah, there was a bunch of implications in that one. Yeah, I'm really happy. Lowers is like pretty close to where I live, so I'm excited.
Coming up next, 2 of the best face off with everything on the line.
Gabriel Medina and John Florence have been rivals since day one.
He's just a machine at competing.
He pushes me so much, and it's been like this for years.
Welcome back to WSL Presents the SHISEIDO Tahiti Pro, where the battle for the last 2 spots in the WSL Final 5 continues to unfold. Current world number 4 Joao Chianca was eliminated earlier in the competition. Chianca's loss has opened the door for other contenders to take his spot in the Final 5.
I've been giving everything that I got. I've been learning from these losses and hard moments. It's the dark side of it. It's the dark side of the tour.
Right behind Joao in 5th place is Yago Dora. Dora was clutch under pressure as he defeated 11-time world champion Kelly Slater in the round of 16.
Yago Dora does it on the final wave, upsets the GOAT.
Also advancing through the round of 16 were Jack Robinson, John Florence, Gabriel Medina, and Leo Fioravante. All 4 contenders still have a shot at clinching a spot in the WSL Final 5. The quarterfinals get underway, and Italian Leonardo Fioravante faces local wildcard Cauli Vast.
You've got Leo Fioravanti with the outside chance to be able to get into that final 5, but he has to come up against Kaoli Voss, and that is a huge ask because Kaoli, last year, a finalist, getting runner-up, and one of the best out here on the reef. This is going to be a big one for Leo. He needs to win to get himself a berth into that final 5.
Kaoli Voss pulling under the hood, already deep, and an easy make for the local boy.
Really nice open barrel for Kaoli.
Fioravanti pulling up and in.
Punching through that foamy section there. Gets a turn in.
As we look at Kaoli Voss, getting nice and barrel, good time management inside the pit. Fioravanti packing a big section and punching free.
Wow.
Great job for Leonardo Fioravanti. He's into the semifinals with that outside shot of getting a spot in the WSL Final 5.
I'm honestly not too worried about it. I don't have that pressure like, wow, I'm so close. I'm actually really far, even though I have a chance in the semifinals. And I'll give it my best, and we'll see what happens.
In the next heat, world number 5 Yago Dora takes on world number 8 Australian Jack Robinson. Both surfers are still in contention for a place in the final 5.
Yago Dora and Jack Robinson, they're tour mates. Yago's dad is both the coach for Yago as well as Jack. So it's friendly fire in this heat.
We love each other so much, all of us. But of course, they're competitive as well. So it's like whoever gets the best wins, I guess.
World number 4 Joao Chianca will clinch a place in the final 5 if Dora loses this heat.
As we look at live action, Jack Robinson.
Jack just showing us his mastery once again. Absolute wizard when it comes to surfing waves like this.
Yago definitely hopes that he can get something on the board. Into a bottom turn, throwing down an aggressive arc. That carve was insane. Looks like Dora's putting it down to this. 8.93 requirement, stalling, and he will make it out. Driving into the end section, bringing everything he's got. And it's going to be short for world number 5. Jack Robinson does get the win to move on to the semifinals.
Yago still has a chance of making the final 5, but he will need both Jack Robinson and Gabriel Medina to not advance past the semifinals.
I'm really proud of what I've done this year. I've had really good moments. I still lack some consistency.
Love you, brother. Got your back, bro.
With Dora's loss, Joao Chianca officially clinches his spot in the Rip Curl WSL Finals.
Didn't feel like I deserved this spot because it was kind of like the third time that I had the chance to be clutch and like not depend on the results, and I failed. Yeah, I'm really grateful right now.
The quarterfinals wrap up with Brazilian Gabriel Medina up against Hawaiian John Florence.
It's always been fun competing against Gabe. You know, we've got on the tour at the same time.
Yeah, I love to surf against John.
Gabriel Medina and John Florence have been rivals since day one.
He's just a machine at competing.
He pushes me so much, and it's been like this for years.
My whole career on the tour has been battling against Gabe.
It's always good battles.
One of the best guys, and so you just want to be battling against that.
He's a surfer that I look up to.
This is what you'd expect from John and Gabriel. You know, they're going to do this for the next 15 years.
They do have great respect for each other, but then you add that they're competing for a spot for the world title showdown. It just makes it one of the best heats to watch all year.
Gabe Medina, John Florence, must-win situation to secure a spot in the Rip Curl WSL Final 5. And here we go with Medina. Low to the board, solid in the stance, comes out of the barrel, no problem. Gabe Medina having a field day. A 7.5 puts John in a 15.83 combination. John Florence side slips into this one, gobbled up by the foam, fights for the finish, gets the finish.
Right now, it's all Gabriel. He's got it all figured out, exactly the right speed, the right turning, the right radiuses, everything.
Florence still in a two-wave combination and a nearly impossible task of 5.5.
As another huge Gabriel Medina win.
I'm happy to make it through. John is one of the best here, and I just want to make more hits.
With the win, Medina's road to the Final Five remains open. For John Florence, his 2023 season has come to an end. Coming up next, we crown a women's champion, and the rookie continues to shine.
The Californian setting up a big section. Katie Simmers with her head down.
Holy smokes.
Welcome back to WSL Presents the SHISEIDO Tahiti Pro. Earlier in the quarterfinals, California's Caitlin Simmers clinched the #5 seed in the WSL Final 5.
Yeah, I'm really happy. Lowers is like pretty close to where I live, so I'm excited.
Simmers secured the last remaining spot in the women's Final 5. The rookie will compete alongside Carissa Moore, Tyler Wright, Caroline Marks, and Molly Picklum at this year's Rip Curl WSL Finals.
Hopefully we get finalists and we get to show our surfing and the script, I guess.
It's officially the last day of the regular season as Finals Day is called on.
It's a great morning when you wake up to Finals Day and see that there's still some really good surf out there.
We got some smooth surfaces. It looks a lot better than it has over the last couple days of competition. Just cleaner, more manageable.
The first semifinal features Australian Tyler Wright against American Caroline Marks.
Everything on the line for Tyler Wright. Because of Carissa Moore losing her out in the quarterfinals, this is a chance to take that #1 seed for the WSL Final 5.
Now rolling in, Caroline Marks gets a quick vision, so she's starting to get a rhythm going here in this first semifinal. Rolling in now is Caroline. The goofy foot gets the completion, and that's going to be another solid number to keep her out in front.
Here we go, Tyler. Beautifully slotted there, comes out. You can see it, she's stoked.
Tyler Wright just got the best number so far this semifinal, 7.67. Caroline Marks still with the lead, but Tyler just needing a 3.99. 1 minute on the clock. Caroline is already looking to play some defense with just a few seconds left. What a great heat for the goofy foot from Florida. Taking a big win over Tyler Wright.
It'd be really cool to take the win here, and yeah, whoever I get is going to be super hard, but it'll be super fun. I'm excited for whoever it is.
Wright comes up short and will be the #2 seed at the WSL Finals. At only 17 years of age, Caitlin's talent is undeniable.
Katie Simmers, pride of Oceanside.
She represents the future of women's surfing.
Caitlin Simmers has just shown us flashes of brilliance.
That was great.
Katie Simmers is really unique. She's one of those surfers that is so rare and might come on tour every 20 years. It's that kind of special type of athlete.
Did you see that layback transition into the barrel? Was insane.
Embraces the art of surfing and the ability to play the sport too.
New school, designed with some old school line.
She's unpredictable.
10:30 at night, I should be in bed.
Feels like she's doing her brand of surfing, but happens to be the best in the world.
The rookie faces Vahine Fierro in semifinal 2.
Vahine Fierro is the one to beat here. She has been the highest performer of the event so far. But Caitlin Simmers already clinched her spot in the Final 5, but ultimately she wants every moment to be able to surf this place and learn more.
Caitlin Simmers kicking things off against Vahine Fierro. Loving that approach.
Here we go, Vahine.
As she pulls up and under the hood, a nice positioning. She's right into this heat. And threading the needle there. Good read for Vahine. So Fierro out in front. Caitlin Simmers now needs a 4.18. The Californian setting up a big section. Katie Simmers with her head down comes flying out. Will take the lead with a 9.23. And Katie will be in the final with Caroline Marks.
American Caroline Marks was the youngest surfer to qualify for the Elite CT, joining the world's best at 15. This season has been a return to form for the contender.
You'd wonder what life would be like when your dreams are being realized, but you're still a kid. When you accomplish so much so fast, I think sometimes maybe you just need a break to look at it all, and Caroline Marks did that.
When I kind of took a lot of time off, I think that's when I feel like I've grown the most. When I was watching the events, every moment felt like an eternity. I feel like what I'm meant to do is compete.
She's so confident. She's ready to make a charge for a world title.
I do feel like now I have a lot better balance.
There's no doubt the break was just what Marks needed. Clinching the 3rd seed in the Final 5 gives Marks a chance to compete for her maiden world title in September.
Caitlin Simmers versus Caroline Marks in the final.
Caitlin Simmers, her 3rd final in a rookie season. Caroline, a little bit more season here, has had the reps out at the end of the road.
Caitlin Simmers, and she's not going to waste any time as she looks to hold that rail. As we look through the tube with Caroline Marks.
Nice clean exit out of that tube.
As we've run out of time for Caitlin Simmers, Caroline Marks takes out the season finale at the SHISEIDO Tahiti Pro presented by Outerknown.
Chopu is just like a dream event to win. After taking some time off last year, I was definitely like pretty vulnerable at the start of the year. I'm just like really proud of myself, how much work I've done. Just feels good to have that back.
Your champion of the SHISEIDO Tahiti Pro, Caroline Marks.
I'm really excited to go back to lowers. It's been like a long year on the road, so I'm just excited to like finish it off at home will be really special.
Coming up next, the fight for the last spot in the men's Final 5 continues.
All right, he's gonna do him, I'll do me.
Once he gets this roll going, it's just non-stop.
Welcome back to WSL Presents the SHISEIDO Tahiti Pro. Earlier in the quarterfinals, Brazilian João Chianca clinched his place in the WSL Final 5.
Yeah, I'm really grateful right now.
With João clinching the 4th spot, there is room for one more competitor to move inside the top 5. Australian Jack Robinson, Italian Leonardo Fioravante, and Brazilian Gabriel Medina are all still in contention. Semifinal 1 features world number 8 Jack Robinson facing world number 9 Leonardo Fioravante.
We're going to go with Fioravante, pulls in, travels through that section. Fioravante with a strong start up against Jack Robinson.
That must feel really good to start a heat like that.
Jack Robinson on the answer back here, pumps, pulls up on the rail, and Jack answers back.
Right back. So challenging just to hit that white water and somehow keep your board controlled underneath your feet.
Jack Robinson going again under priority, stretching tube, pulls high, and finds the exit there, squares off the bottom, hooks it off the top, a little release.
He just filleted that one at the end. I love it. That turn was epic.
Jack Robinson, again, just brilliant surfing. And you know what? Another snap on the backhand too. Let's see if he betters that 5.43.
I would say yes, Kaipo.
We're still waiting for the score for Jack Robinson, but we can already tell you, Robo's into the final.
Robinson's win eliminates Iago Dora from Final 5 contention. Semifinal 2 is a matchup between 3-time world champion Gabriel Medina and Hawaiian Baron Mamiya. With Robinson winning semifinal 1, Medina now needs to win the event to qualify for the Final 5.
Here comes Gabe, way back. Plowing through a cavern and comes out, no problem. Gabe Medina over the foam ball, score that. Medina's just baiting him, continues to ride waves, pulls in, travels through. Seen that for the 2000th time for Gabe Medina. Here we go, forces this one, Mamiya takes off, pulls in and needs to come out of that one, and he will not. That's it. We're gonna have Gabe Medina on to the final against Jack Robinson.
Jack Robinson represents Australia's next generation of title contenders.
Jack Robinson is a young country kid, essentially, from Margaret River. Father's helped this kid to evolve to the point where he is an absolute world-class athlete.
He was a child prodigy, you know, always destined to be where he is today on tour, competing for world titles.
There is nobody that knows that piece of reef better than Jack Robinson.
He really treasures the support crew that's around him, and including his beautiful wife. They're expecting a kid in December.
For Jack, 2023 started with a win at Pipeline. However, an injury at Bells Beach started Jack's free fall out of the top 5.
A very dominant start to the first 3 events of the year. Hurts his knee. He misses out on Margaret River. He would have been defending his title there on his home break. Shows up at the surf ranch, injures his ankle. Starts to drift out of the final 5.
Prior to interference on Jack Robinson.
Man. It was probably the first time you've seen him really lose his cool. Come out of that place where he's so focused and he can quiet everything around him. He's drifted down to 8th in the world, heading into the final stop of the season.
A win here in Tahiti would secure Jack's spot in the WSL Finals and give him a shot at a maiden world title. The final matchup features Robinson against 3-time world champion Gabriel Medina.
This is as good as it gets. Jack versus Gabe for the last spot in the WSL Final 5. Medina already got started with a 6.83.
This is a big heat. This is for a world title.
Rolling in and a nice lunge in the pit for Medina. Another successful make as he lays it down, ollies down the step.
Once he gets this roll going, it's just non-stop.
That was a couple of really good waves. I mean, a couple of bangers, to tell you the truth. And it's going to take some work for Jack to get back into this one.
Now Jack finally taking his first wave of the final. It's staying open for him. The Australian has so much patience and belief.
Well, that was a beautiful tube. Really just maximized the tube time on that wave. So, you know, patience paid off, I feel like, for Jack.
7.83. Now the heat is on. Into this one is Jack Robinson. Bottom drops out, hangs onto the rail, and that one shut down really quickly. Gabriel Medina controlling this final so far. Jack Robinson needs a 7.18. Jack Robinson lunges into the pocket. He's got some speed to guide him towards the exit. Robinson makes it. 7.83 and the lead change. What a warrior. And Jack Robinson is officially the champion of the SHISEIDO Tahiti Pro. And we will see you at the Rip Curl WSL Finals.
It's just such an interesting feeling, you know. I was so in it right now. Like, even coming into this event, I didn't say this was the last event. I said that one will be the last event. So I'm excited, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
With the win, Jack Robinson clinches the last spot in the final 5. Felipe Toledo sits in first, followed by Griffin Colapinto, Ethan Ewing, and Joao Chianca. On the next episode of WSL Presents. New faces join returning contenders to challenge the #1 seeds. It's time to find out who will rise. Can anyone overcome Felipe Toledo? Will Carissa Moore find redemption this year? Who will leave Lower Trestles crowned world champion? The Rip Curl WSL Finals start September 8th.